Guys, Game Talk, Ajax, Heerenveen. Screw it. David, we're champions, bro.
Vamos!
Number 36, bro. Number 36.
Yeah, it's like, honestly, my first feeling is that of relief. But, I'm stoked. I wish I was in Amsterdam. I was there a couple of weeks ago. If nobody's been to Amsterdam, it's an absolute blast. Make sure you go. But, I hope everybody's having a good time.
Why didn't you wait? Why didn't you plan your stay a little bit longer?
That's just how the cookie crumbles, man. Like, it's hard to get time off. I don't think I could convince my fiance to, celebrate with Ajax fans. She's still getting into football. I'm working on it. She's more of a tennis girl.
Man, convince her, bro. Convince her.
I'm working on it. We went to see a game in France because that was part of my trip, and she was a bit bored. So I have a lot of work.
All right. Trust you will. Listen, great game today. Actually finishing in style this season, although in recent weeks it wasn't easy. Were you concerned at a certain time in these recent weeks that were you doubting basically that we could pull this off?
Well, I don't
honestly, be honest. Don't lie to me.
I would never lie to you. But honestly, yeah, there were some situations where, I was worried, especially after, the 2-2 last week. And then we were helped out by, the Feyenoord penalty, which I don't think it should have been a penalty. I know there are a lot of people that disagree with me.
Yeah.
So I think that lucky break and lucky Ajax, whatever, let the fans say that, that going our way put a little bit of relief. I had a very good feeling going into this game. But yeah, obviously the second half of the season was not great, but I'm just going to savor this win. The fact that we did it 5-0, 5 different goal scorers is quintessential Ajax, vintage from a couple months ago. So yeah, good vibes all around. It was a very good game to watch.
Who was, for you, if you look at the season, right? Forget this game is particular, but if you look at the whole season, for you, the standout players, who would you mention for you?
Yeah, so that's definitely something I've been thinking a lot about, just given how, the season's winding down. And, the player I think I want to give the biggest shout out to is Jurrien Timber. For me, I kind of had Licha and Timber kind of a 1 and 2 as to who would be our MVPs for the season. But I was actually looking this morning because I thought this question might come up. Timber he's actually been more durable than Licha, which has surprised me. So just given the number of games played, given that I think, even when Ajax was playing poorly, he was showing, his talent. He was having a great game. I would probably give him a slight edge compared to Licha. I'd probably have Licha as number 2. And as for number 3, I had Haller down for the longest time. I don't know about that anymore. But yeah, for me, Timber was, I actually had him as man of the match for this game. And I think he was probably our best player for the season.
Can I throw a third name? Because you're doubting about Haller, and maybe you can say something about that.
Yeah.
Would you opt for Tadic? And let me just say one thing about Tadic, because when we were watching the game, the Dutch commentator said something, and we knew already about his physical, how he is, how he trains, how he lives for the sport and everything like that. But this stat is insane. Okay, so are you ready?
Yeah, go for it.
Right. So since he got to Ajax, he hasn't missed one game of eredivisie. Yeah. Not one.
Yeah,
seriously, bro.
That's an incredible record. And the thing is, he actually takes a lot of hard fouls too. There's actually been so many times over the last, weeks and I guess season where I'm like, oh man, like Tadic is down. Surely he can't come back, or, surely he's out of the game, or this is going to be a long-term injury. Like, how can a player, be that durable? And, 5 seconds later, he's on his feet, he's playing hard. So yeah, he's definitely someone that I think deserves a big shout out. As for kind of who is he my MVP? No, I don't think so. I think we kind of saw, despite the great statistics, there were some games where he was not as influential as he has been in the past.
If you look at his stats, though, he's always involved in assists. He had 18 assists this season.
No, I know. Yeah, absolutely. And I think he definitely made fewer penalties than he had in last season. But I think he also took fewer penalties too this season compared to.
He did miss a couple though this season.
Yeah, he absolutely did. But I'll be honest, like it was an up and down season, but there's a lot of players that I think stood out this season. And I know maybe there's some recency bias where, we look at the season and we're like, oh man, what's been going on the last few months? But I think for the most part, a lot of players actually really did well this season. So
Okay,
you know what? I've made a decision. Nusair Mazraoui, the
number
man of
3.
the hour playing his last game. I think he might be my third top player.
I can live with that. Honestly, I can live with that. About Tadic, just one more question, and I'll move to another question. But about Tadic, you see now with the 4-4-2 that Ten Hag has been implementing recent weeks, he comes much more in central areas. Do you think this is a role that suits him better, or maybe is better for Ajax in the future? Or would you rather have him stick a little bit more to the left wing side like before in the 4-3-3?
Yeah, so that's an excellent question, especially with the transfer rumors and stuff starting to pick up. So for me, my dream would be have Tadic, who again we talked kind of a little bit about his. I don't know if it's fair to say he's in decline, given he had a productive season. I think that he is, and I think that has to do a lot with his pace and the explosiveness that like he doesn't really have anymore. I think he would be better suited in the center, and for me, a Tadic Robbie duo I think would be absolutely fantastic. Going into next season, and if we could put Bergwijn on the left wing, I think that would be the icing on the cake. I think we do a lot of damage. So I would be very happy with having him in the center. I think we saw his talent. This game, just distributing passes and the quick little 1-2s. I was very impressed with him in the center.
Yeah, I mean, it makes total sense what you're saying. I can agree with that as well. Mazraoui, man, you mentioned him. 17 years with the club, last home game.
You're going to make me cry, man.
Emotional? Honestly, emotional? Without laughing. Emotional?
A
little bit?
Yeah. Well, also just kind of his story about kind of how Ajax doubted him. I think he said last time like he was taking the bus to practices at one point.
Yeah, bus or something like that. Yeah,
walking or hitchhiking or Uber. But yeah,
you're making it more dramatic. But yeah,
I'm embellishing a bit. But honestly, just kind of also coming back from repeated injuries, and like some of those injuries were kind of freak injuries. I think last year he got like poked in the eye or something. Like that. It was just bad luck, and like every time he came, he got better and better. And like it also has to be said that like this is a guy who played most of his career like in the youth league, league or whatever it is,
academy,
as a central midfielder. True. So they put him as a right back. He does well. He gets injured repeatedly. He does better and better and better. And now he's earned himself a move to Bayern Munich. And there's no bad blood. I'm proud of him. I think he's earned the move to leave. Unlike Gravenberch, I think that he'll make an immediate impact at Bayern. So, I'm just proud of him, and he's the type of guy whose career I'm going to follow. And I'm, again, selfishly, I wish he was playing for the Dutch national team, but yeah, just a great player and someone who showed tremendous perseverance over the last few years.
All right. So look, we can go about all the players, but I want to just touch upon the coach, bro. He's leaving us now. Well, one more game, of course, but he is leaving us. Ten Hag. We've been critical on the channel sometimes about him, but we do value him as a coach. He's done amazing work, let's be honest. In general, overall, one of the best coaches you've seen at Ajax, I believe, right?
Yeah, I mean, we have been critical about the lack of rotation and the man management, and I do think he kind of stuck to his favorites a little bit too much, and when other players should have gotten a chance. But that being said, I mean, it's been so refreshing to be an Ajax fan the last few years. Not just the successive leagues that we've won. I mean, I think this is the third official one, and then the fourth one, which we were leading but got canceled, and I think we probably would have pulled it out. But just the respect that he's earned for the team in Europe and just growing the club, you can't put a dollar value in that. And I'm just proud to be an Ajax fan, and quite frankly, I think more than any other player, a lot of that comes down to Ten Hag. So, I think that there are maybe some good things that will come out of the change, but yeah, I'm a little concerned about what the future holds, and full credit to him. He's been a very good coach, and I am sad to see him leave.
Yeah, we all are, to be honest, but we wish him all the best, right? Going to Manchester United. I think I will follow him a little bit, to be honest, to see how he does. I'm very curious.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a huge Man U fan, but I might.
No, I mean, honestly, I'm not a huge Man U fan either. But in terms of Dutch coaches being abroad and such a big club,
yeah,
it is important to see. I mean, I'm wondering how he will do it. I mean, it's totally different.
Well, I just hope he does better than De Boer did at Crystal Palace. So.
Yeah, I mean it's not easy. Also, Koeman not easy. You know these kind of coaches. So yeah, we'll see. Look, you already mentioned. I mean, last point to talk about looking a little bit ahead, right? Next season, we just had the breaking news. Alfred Schroeder is going to be the coach. Um, are you? I mean, some fans are a little bit worried already, right? I mean, we are going to say goodbye to our coach. He's leaving, but we're also going to say goodbye to a lot of players. They're leaving as well. I mean, not all the players are leaving, but in general, are you a bit concerned, or are you more like, like a lot of other fans are saying, listen, this is Ajax. We have been through a lot of these kind of things. We'll be fine. Maybe we need to adjust 1 year, possible, but in general, we always come back. How do you view it?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I've just been so proud to be a fan the last 4 years. Part of me wonders, like, is that as good as it will ever get? I really hope that's not the case. Schroeder, I mean, I don't have a huge opinion on him. I don't know much about him. I know he was an assistant manager when we had that amazing season. Since then, he's kind of been a little bit up and down. Actually, I will say that it seems like he is on track to get Club Brugge back to the title. That's also breaking news. I think that game just finished. So, he did have a pretty good turnaround there in his current job. So, yeah, there is definitely some fear about what the future holds. We are missing key players, but yeah, Ajax, I mean, we always have young players ready to take the reins. And with that, I want to give a shout out to Kenneth Taylor and his performance, not just in this game, but the last few weeks. I think he's done a great job in auditioning for potentially to be the number 8 at Ajax next year. He's had a really, really good stretch of games.